Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Maryanne's Space. I am Maryanne, and as you can see today, I have a guest.
Yes.
And I want her to introduce herself. And even before she introduces herself, I'm so honored and I feel so good having her in my channel.
Thank
and
you.
So yeah, introduce yourself and tell them who you are, what you do, and why we are here collaborating on this content.
Thank you so much, and also I'm honored to be part of this. I'm also Maryanne. This is Maryanne's Space, and I have a channel also called Therapist Maryanne, which you can check out. I am a counseling psychologist, a mental health advocate, and content creator. So that's what I do, and maybe we can share more details later. I actually do therapy. A lot of people like asking me that. So if you need therapy, this is the right person to come to.
Wow, guys, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And we already done a video with her on narcissistic abuse on her channel. So if you want to catch up with that, you can check her channel. I'm going to link it down below. And so in this video, as you can see from the title, I want her to take us through how to seek help and healing. If you've realized that you're in a narcissistic relationship, if you are in a relationship with a narcissist, or you are dealing with the aftermath of being with a narcissist, whether it's a marriage or just a relationship, I want her to take us through how you can seek help, how you can find healing, and how you can also discover yourself after that kind of experience. So I would want us to hear from her.
Thank you. Actually, as she has mentioned, we have talked. The first part, we have talked about the signs, and I feel it's really good for us to be able to talk now. What do you do after this? The realization that, I'm in a narcissistic abuse. So like I said, I am a therapist, so you get a lot of clients coming to us talking about these experiences that they have had, and a lot of us like saying, I am in a toxic relationship, and yes, it is toxic, but we call them unhealthy relationships. And these are things that actually a lot of people struggle getting over, because like we say, it is something that becomes a cycle, and probably they feel like even if they go out, where are they going? Some people actually go to say, who will love me again?
After this,
I will never have another relationship. So they would rather have that than be alone.
Or they are questioning themselves of where will I go after 5 kids, after I've invested 20 years into the relationship, but then it's not healthy and they are living a life that no one deserves.
Exactly.
So thank you so much for mentioning that.
So it is very, very important for us to still seek for help and to be able to know how to deal with these things. So the first thing that we always say, because narcissists really make you doubt yourself and crush your self-esteem, the first thing to do obviously is to start working on that. The way they gaslight you, they criticize you, they make you feel like you are worthless. We really need to work on that so that you can actually feel like, I am actually good enough. I am beautiful. I actually deserve love. I deserve more. And this has happened over time. The way they crush your ego has happened over time, and definitely even with this it will happen over time, but it is very possible. The other thing is, the way we mention about the whole love bombing, when things are good, they are really good. A lot of people tend to hold on to that. They feel like they are hoping that moment will come
back.
That part
the
of the
love bombing state
cycle
will come back. and they get the person that they were, which is usually an illusion because that person never existed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's important to actually know that that is not who they are. They are actually doing that to win you over, and then the abuse is going to come back again. So just know that this is an illusion and this is not who they are. They, you know, there is this quote that says, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Because
and especially believe them the first time.
Exactly. You don't have to be shown all over again for you to believe. And then the next thing is to set healthy boundaries. Boundaries is an unfamiliar term in the African context because we are told be there for people. You know, say yes. It's not good to say no. It's not good to question.
Especially as women, I feel like we've been told to sacrifice ourselves for the society, for our families, for our husbands.
Right after when you were born, you were expected to serve your parents.
It's like you grew up being coached to just self-sacrifice and not to.
You don't put yourself first.
Extremely important in this case.
So have healthy boundaries. Know the things that you can entertain and the things you can't. You know, be like there. When you cross this, then it's not going to be okay. And talking of that, know your needs. What is it that you need? And know that it is valid. You know, now a narcissist will show you that either kuna issues. A lot of people like being told that you have issues,
and
you have drama.
They love to say that we have daddy issues. That's why we that's why we are behaving. We are emotional. And you know, they tell us that women, you are emotional beings, or they just try to, if it is a female narcissist, they'll try and look for something to say that you have issues.
Exactly, they want to
deflect from their own, you know, misdoings.
Exactly. So know that your needs are actually valid, and know that whatever you need is something that should be provided for. And if someone is not fulfilling that need, why are you with them? Why are you with them?
Exactly.
So set really good boundaries. And then the next thing is to actually make yourself distant emotionally. You know, the way the narcissists now hurt you, they don't care, they don't have empathy. So you are constantly, you know, hurt, disrespected. Disrespect. They can cheat on you and act as if you're the one who is the problem. They can say the absolute most and you feel like you're very worthless. So it's good to start now distancing yourself emotionally. And you know that is part of boundaries. Emotional boundaries is where you decide that whatever you're going to do, whatever you're going to say to me is not going to affect me. And especially not taking it personally. Especially when someone, when they are picking up on your insecurities, it's actually an insecurity inside of them. They don't love themselves. Yes, they have that inflated sense of self, but in reality, their self-esteem is on the pits. So they will do that to make you on their level. You know, when you take it now personally, so you will believe them.
You'll be in their level.
Exactly. But there you are a thriving human being. You're a whole human being who is perfect. And don't let now someone come in and tear that down.
Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. I am so mind blown. I know these things, but when I hear them from someone else, they validate the statements even more and more. So guys, you can hear from her.
And then, you know, one of the other characteristics to know a narcissist is the way they tend to isolate you. You know, I don't know, I hope some of your audience, if they watch the series Sisters, I don't know if you've watched it.
Oh, Sister, I saw the hype, but I've never gotten to, you know, see it.
They actually have documented that this girl she got into a relationship with a married man, and then he goes out of town and wants to buy a house for her, and it's like, surprise, I'm doing this for you.
And she thinks it's actually
love.
It's love.
Yes, and then they went and then they left her there.
Oh my
they left her there because he didn't want, now he wanted to take her away from her sisters who are her friends now. So they isolate you, they make you hate your friends, they show you how your friends, they don't love them, and because you love this person, you're like, sorry friends, but me, I'm in love. And you know, a lot of us women, when we get into relationships,
how many friends have I lost just because they got into a relationship and now they feel like
they don't
this is not for you, or the man told them that girl is that girl.
Especially if you are single, they will say you are a hater, or you will advise them wrongly, and that is what we tend to do. So the next thing is to actually seek for support from other people. Other people actually, especially the people that you know are really there for you, will always tell you that this relationship it's not right going well. Exactly. And most of the time we are told this, we think, oh, they are jealous. Go and find your man. No, if someone actually really cares for you, they mean well. So it's good to surround yourself with these people. Even our family members, they're the people who are there mostly for us. So especially even coming from the point of your self-esteem is down and everything, you need these people to be there for you, even as you now go through the healing journey. The reason we are talking about all of these aspects is it's usually difficult for people to live these narcissistic relationships because they have really affected you. We are talking about self-esteem, we are talking about losing people around you, we are talking about, you know, even the people who tell you, now Maryanne, you're here, you have your space, and then someone tells you, you don't need to work, baby, I will take care of you. So you, once they leave you, you have nothing. You have nothing, you don't know where to start. So it's really important to at least have the right systems around us, and also know that this is something that is possible. Because you can imagine the way you're saying, someone has kids, they don't have a job, where are they starting? So you can start building yourself while in the relationship. You start working on yourself. Go to therapy. Go to therapy.
So important, guys. And I always talk about this here in my Instagram. You guys know I advocate for that 100%.
Exactly. Because you get to learn about how different a healthy relationship and an unhealthy relationship looks like. You get to learn how to have boundaries. You get to learn how to take care of yourself. You learn about how, you know, relationships work, and that way you will now be empowered to now move out. Because sometimes moving out abruptly, sometimes it's not possible, or you're not in the right position to. So seek for help. Go and learn about yourself, go and learn how to move out of these things, so that now eventually you can live and you can thrive and you can get back on your feet and now have your life.
There's something else important that we didn't mention, why it is so hard to leave these people, and we didn't talk about the trauma bonding. It is so hard to leave because of this trauma bonding, and this is where therapy comes in, because you are actually you get to break this trauma bond, and it is so hard to break a trauma bond because you are addicted to the patterns of this relationship. So guys, as Maryanne is saying, it is so important to seek therapy. To break this trauma bond, because mostly even women with money are stuck in relationships like this, and it is not because of anything, it is because of this trauma bond. So it is very important to seek therapy because of that.
Actually, I'm really big on talking about trauma because a lot of us go through life experiences, and especially in childhood, that make us feel like we are not worthy of love. You go through neglect. Maybe you had a parent who, you know, was abusive, or they used to abuse substances, or they were hardly there. I have shared in my space, I have gone through neglect. I was abandoned at 5 years. So you can imagine that what it does to a child. You think you're not worthy of love. So once you get into this narcissistic relationship, and they are there showering you with the love, they do the love bombing, you feel like, I have arrived.
You've got there. Yeah.
Maybe mwezi niambia kitu, my boyfriend is doing this.
Yeah.
So you find that you easily get attached. And then now when this abuse comes in, because you were used to seeing it when you were young, it's normal.
Because these patterns are familiar even to your nervous system.
Exactly.
So it becomes so familiar to you.
It is normal. This is how things work.
Yeah, and it gives you, at first it gives you that false sense of security because this person is familiar to your childhood.
Exactly, because you told them what happened and they thrive on that. You know, there is this narrative that we have that marriage ni kuvumilia, you know, that men cheat, and we have normalized all of these things, and they are not healthy. That's why it's important to actually now do the healing.
So now can you tell my audience why it is so important to get out of these dysfunctional patterns, this kind of toxic relationship? Why do you think, or why is it so important to get out of them?
Yeah, it's actually a good question, because a lot of people now say they would rather have that than not have love at all, because they are seeing of all the things they're going to lose. Maybe they're going to lose the security, the love and everything, but there is so much more that you're going to gain.
If you look, is there love really in there? There's nothing there.
Exactly.
The only thing it feels like it. But the only thing really you're losing, maybe it's the financial security or something, but
you can get back to it. I mean, you've actually reminded me, there was this ex, and I know he will watch because we talk, sorry, but I have to mention. I remember he used to give me money for a lot of things. He wasn't a narcissist, but it's just an example. I remember I was in school, and he used to give me money for hair, you know, to go I don't know where. The time that we wanted to break up with him, I was struggling because I didn't know where am I starting. I got used to the nice life. I never used matatus. He would pick me up and everything. So I can imagine now a person
now going back to that kind of lifestyle he has left you.
Exactly. So imagine a person who is now in a marriage
for like 10 years.
Exactly.
20 years.
They don't know where am I starting, but the good thing is you can always rebuild yourself. And that's why we are saying work on your self-esteem. Start believing in yourself. Start following your dreams again. If you used to paint, do it again so that you can get there. So to say that what are we gaining when we are now living these narcissistic relationships, the first thing is of course your self-esteem gets boosted. You will no longer be criticized, you will no longer be put down. The next thing, let's talk about walking on eggshells. You can imagine that kind of you are constantly wondering, did I do anything wrong? Maybe what I will say, they will react to that.
Imagine in your own house where you're supposed to live 24 hours, where you're supposed to have the best, you know, that should be your comfort.
Exactly.
And then now when you get, I remember, let me tell you, I shared my experience with a narcissist. I remember I could hear that person coming and I would start shaking, literal shaking, and wondering, and just fixing things so that they don't get upset and still they will still find something. They'll still find something because that's who they are.
Exactly.
So that's so hard to be a normal life.
So no more walking on eggshells, no more confusion, no more doubting yourself.
All the time.
Gaslighting is such a huge aspect of narcissism that makes you even start gaslighting yourself even. Maybe you say something and then they contradict you or they lie and you're like, am I going crazy?
Am I the one? Am I the problem?
Am I the problem? And you will start believing that. But you know, we deserve healthy relationship, guys. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to excel in your relationship. And most of the time, you can imagine the way we say, the role of a man is to provide, protect and profess. So you can imagine you're not getting, he's supposed to protect you, and here he's the abusive one.
Oh God, and that's why you see when you're in such a relationship, you become so masculine because you're the one doing the protecting of yourself and protecting this relationship and hiding everything from from out there. So you become so masculine and so overprotective, and so I remember I used to always be in combat mode. That anytime I'm alert and I used to see everyone like they want to attack me. And that's not the way a woman should live. You should be in soft mode all the time.
Baby girl treatment,
baby a girl toto. I don't know.
That is what we deserve.
That's what
and
we
you
deserve.
know, a lot of us don't believe in it because it's not something you've experienced.
Yeah, and also the culture does not, the patriarchy. And also the, how women are supposed to like serve the world does not allow us most of the time
to sit back
and
wait to be loved. So these are things that can happen. So if you are going through this, please go and seek for help. Know that there is help out there. There is also a lot of people going through this, so you are not alone in case you feel like that. And also you can imagine now after you leave this narcissist, it's also not easy.
Oh God.
Yes, you may decide to cut them, you may decide now I am leaving, but they will guilt trip you. They will play victim to show you that you are actually the problem, or how can you leave me after all I have done for you, and you feel like you are actually making a mistake. The other thing is even in terms of them coming after you, because it's either I have you or no one else can have,
and that's what we call separation abuse.
Exactly.
I'm actually planning on doing a whole topic on separation abuse because actually it becomes worse than the abuse you are going through.
Exactly.
So
because you are there away trying to live your life, but this person keeps coming back.
Coming because the supply you are giving him is gone. It's a lot.
So also it is not easy to leave them, but you can be able to do it. Cut them off entirely. Don't go looking for what are they doing, who are they dating. We have that tendency. Women like to be FBIs.
Who they are dating is not your business at this point. And if they are also something else, you might think the other person, that they are treating the other person well, and now you're like, or maybe he has changed. No, they have not. Trust me, that person is going through the love bombing. Especially if this one is a textbook narcissist. They are going through the love bombing phase.
And you think
they are going to get there. They are going to know why you left them at some point.
Exactly. So please cut them off completely. Don't check on them. The other thing is also don't doubt. Once you realize this is happening, know that your feelings are valid. You don't deserve to feel like that in a relationship. Go away, start your own life. And the best thing that I would tell you, don't get into another relationship straight away. Please go and work on yourself so that even in the next one you can be able to realize the red flags. You can be able to know what you want, what you deserve. And first of all, you can be able to love yourself so that you don't need another person to validate you. Because now in a narcissistic abuse, you want him to validate you.
That's all they're after in this kind of relationships. Oh God, thank you so much for mentioning that. And it is oh my goodness. It is possible to thrive after these things. That's why we are saying that it is very important to get yourself out of this dysfunctional pattern. You deserve to taste how life feels on this other side of loving yourself, getting validation from only yourself and being comfortable with that. It is so fulfilling and it is so good. I'm hoping that this is a sign to alert you that now you've talked enough about leaving this person. You've read enough about narcissistic abuse. It is a sign now. It is very possible to get out of these patterns and these toxic relationships and to thrive. And I'm so happy that you've given us a guideline of, how important it is and how you can go about it. And guys, if you want to seek therapy, you can approach Therapist Maryanne on it. I'm going to put all her handles, the link to her YouTube channel here, so that you guys can reach out to her. And if you want to really get out of these things, please seek help. Approach me. You know how approachable I am. Please approach me on my Instagram. Let us talk about these things and see how you can get help. So I'm so happy, and thank you so much for doing me the honors of being on my channel.
You're welcome. And maybe as I give my parting shot, they should not feel like this person will change. They will not.
They are not changing.
We like saying that maybe he will change, or maybe he has changed, and he will tell you how he has changed. But they will not, unless also them they are going through therapy. It will not happen. So please just deal with it and heal.
Thank you so much. And guys, I forgot to mention, guys, Therapist Maryanne is also an award-winning therapist. Guys, don't see her here and think that she's not. She's an award-winning therapist here in Kenya, and I am so honored to be with her here in my channel. So thank you guys. Look out for the next video. Go to her channel and watch the video we did with her. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye
guys.